Sonic Speed!
So we've known for quite some time that Sonic Mania would obtain the ratio of 60% classic stages redefined and 40% brand new stages. I made a video over a month ago predicting what stages were best suited to return in Sonic Mania, and I mentioned Stardust Speedway from Sonic CD being one of them. Lo and behold, Stardust Speedway is actually confirmed, and damn it, I still feel glad I predicted it right. But what I want to discuss are the possibilities this zone can bring. Almost everything about Stardust Speedway looks the same, to the boost panels, to the badniks, the level design, etc. But this version of Stardust Speedway is specifically of the past. In Sonic CD, the main gimmick of that game was time travel, Sonic running 88 miles per hour and either going back into the past or into the future, good or bad. Here, you could tell this is the past with all the vines and the level and color design. Now what I'm wondering is whether or not that's going to be the main theme / gimmick of the level. Not specifically running past those time posts and traveling through time, but rather we go to a different part of Stardust Speedway in Act 2. I believe what we saw was Act 1, so the second act could be the present, the good future, but I feel it'll be the bad future instead. Mania's trying to capture the past Sonic games in a modern, brand new experience, so having one act based on the past and the next on the future would not only suit CD's main gimmick, but also Mania's whole message. There was a screenshot of a new zone leaked for Sonic Mania, but it was somewhat blurry and you can make out Sonic standing in a church or a cathedral of some kind. And if you zoom out of the original Stardust Speedway in the past, you can make out just that in the background, and people are guessing you could go there in Act 2, and the stage can transition. I don't believe in that, mostly because in most Sonic games, let alone classic Sonic games, single zones don't really change that drastically after one act. Green Hill Act 2 in this game, for instance, is different than before, but it's not really something that's drastically different in terms of design and colors. Same for zones in Sonic 2, CD, and even new zones like Studiopolis. In zones like Sonic CD, the third act in that game is based on what events you caused in the past, or whether or not you got the time stones. In Sonic 3, Angel Island was the same for both acts, but Act 2, it was just on fire, caused by Eggman. These different themes and level designs are based on circumstances that the player takes or is involved with the story somewhat, but more often than not, the theme and gimmick doesn't change until you get to a brand new zone. So again, I feel like we'll get the bad future in Act 2, as what we saw was Act 1, which was the past. What's more is the possibility of Metal Sonic coming in as a boss like he was in Sonic CD. I also made a video discussing Metal Sonic's probability of being in Sonic Mania, and I thought they'd be pretty high if Stardust Speedway was one of the returning stages, and I thought it was more on the lower side if that wasn't the case. And to be honest, they would kinda have to put him in because Metal Sonic was one of the reasons people remember and love Sonic CD, let alone Stardust Speedway. On top of its theme, aesthetic, level design, and art style, people love Stardust Speedway, and Metal Sonic is another one of those reasons. Mania is recapturing old stages and bosses in a brand new 2D Sonic game after all. They'd bank in even more if Metal Sonic was in there. I mean, let's be real folks, Metal Sonic just makes way too much sense to be in Stardust Speedway, and it would be a missed opportunity for them not to implement him. And if they did, I feel his boss fight would be similar to his fight in Sonic Generations, where it took on that racing format the original Sonic CD had, but unlike Sonic CD, you actually had to use your spin attack and hit him multiple times to defeat him, like an actual boss fight. I think Metal Sonic is almost a guarantee at this point, though I could be wrong, there's always a chance he couldn't, you never know. This also begs the question of whether or not there's going to be much story to this game as well, because we have the original Green Hill in there, Flying Battery, which sat atop Angel Island, Stardust Speedway, a zone that took place on Little Planet, a planet that appears 1 month every year over Never Lake, and Sonic already saved it, yet he's going to the past again, and you don't see CD in the elevator part of the trailer, whereas you see 1, 2, 3, K, and M, signifying the other classic Sonic games plus Mania, and these brand new zones are also taking place, so there seems to be quite the contradiction when it comes to the overall timeline. It's probably something you're not supposed to make too much sense out of, or maybe it'll make sense assuming there's a story to this game, if cutscenes are a thing too, but maybe I'll save that for another video. And there's also the possibility of Amy coming in this game as well, since she was introduced in Sonic CD. She was the damsel in distress technically when Metal Sonic abducted her in Collision Chaos. I don't know if it's a good chance. There's a somewhat of a chance there for Amy to appear though. I wouldn't place my bets. even still, I'm pretty sure the game will be fine with or without her. And that'll be all for this video, guys. Just a quickie. I'm not going to sugarcoat this more than I can. I would like to sugarcoat how perfect that pre-order trailer is, though. The cutscenes, the personality, the Easter eggs, the message, the music, the overall presentation is incredibly perfect to me in that trailer. Tyson Hess did a magnificent job. I really hope cutscenes will be a thing in Sonic Mania. I'm super excited to see my favorite zone in Sonic CD come back in Sonic Mania, and I cannot wait for that game to come out in 2.5 months. Also, the timing could not get any perfect because I'm playing through Sonic CD on my channel for my Road to Sonic Mania series, and I literally uploaded me playing through Stardust Speedway and racing Metal Sonic and saving Amy. So that I love, and maybe you'll like the other videos I have on my channel as well. I got multiple Sonic videos for you to watch, to be informed, to be entertained, and to be enjoyed, so you might like what you see. But that'll be it for now. I'm uploading the last 2 parts of my Sonic CD playthrough, there's other parts of my Road to Sonic Mania series, and I'm uploading another Mania video discussing the possibilities of a certain form returning to Sonic Mania as well. Stay tuned for that, stay tuned for the other videos, give my other videos a chance to watch. I don't just do Mania, I do Forces, also Mario, and other Nintendo games, and others. And be sure to let me know in the comments below, do you think the possibility Stardust Speedway could bring her high? Do you think that other zone will be playable in Stardust? Do you think it's a brand new zone? I think it's pretty much a brand new zone. I don't think that's a part of Stardust Speedway, despite what we see. Do you think Metal Sonic is basically a guarantee as well? Do you think there's going to be much of a story? Do you think there's going to be cutscenes in this game? Let me know down below. But overall, stay super.